Haha, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue on our journey into the deep of the universe of this amazing language that I was born into. 切中要害 was what we're talking about. That straight to the point, either by speaking or you looking, observing a complicated situation and you go straight to the point to solve the core, the most critical, most the building point of everything else. So I was using a ballerina's on point to mean that that's how straight point means, like that's the spot everything else is built on. Okay, we're going to continue with 中. So yesterday's we used 中 in the falling tone, 重, which is a description of action, the verb that's spot on. And here is 中, 中规中矩 in this pronunciation, even if it's kind of like a verb as well, because it means fit or within, it describing the status of something is fitting. Okay, 规 and 矩. Sometimes we use that as a phrase by itself, a verb. So here I'm introducing to you a lot of 4-character formation phrases. That's kind of the tiniest unit, 4-character to tell a story, to give you a sense of some wise words here, okay? But in the operation of language, a lot of times we use 2 characters, 2 combined to make a concrete concept. 规矩 sometimes put together means the rules, the policies. Or at home, it's like your household rules. And in society, it's the almost like the morals, like the unspoken rules that you have to follow. And 规矩 actually came from the ancient practice of drawing a circle using 规, drawing a square using 矩. So there are the tools in ancient times to draw particularly the 2 kinds of geometric shapes. So this is the 规, and eventually it evolves into this. This is a 夫, this is 介. So 夫, we talked about, that's the ancient times, that's respectful class back then, is a kind of social class. And 介is human sees, because this stick figure is human, and the top is simplified vision, like eyes with 2 horizontal lines originally. So human see was used in forming this 规 concept. But the original image, the tool that the closest I can find, looks like this. Oh, in itself, it's almost like geometric. It's a mirror image, right? It's a geometric shape of rotation 180 degrees of that same thing. No, actually, it's not a rotation because it's a flip. So it's a flip mirror image like that. But we can imagine, like back then, people used this tool to draw a circle by this is the center point, and then you kind of can twist it to form the perfect circle when the edges or the borders of the circle circumference, right, have the same distance to the same center. So that's the tool to draw a circle. And at the bottom, I don't exactly know how it's used to draw a square, a rectangle shape, but it got to be something with a perpendicular structure, right? So that you can square it out. So that's the to use it. And then contemporary word evolved because this is kind of abstract, right? Chinese characters are not looking at like that at all. This is too, almost like looking too elegant. And sometimes when things are too visually looks like too simple, and in writing it's too hard to make that perfect curves and make it a mirror image, right? It's going to be replaced with more manageable handwriting forms. And same here in Ju, we can kind of see like this structure on the right side is kind of depicting this shape, which does have a lot of rectangle, like perpendicular structures in there. So that's the tools ancient people used to draw perfect square edges, right? And on the left side is I don't know, I guess the 石 in here also means it's a type of tools, right? 中规中矩 means a fit within that circle and within that square. So either a square or circle, 规矩 together, that means rules, some boundaries, some strictly set have to be perfect, right? Circle to be perfect, it's not easy. Every point on that circumference have to have the same distance. And the rectangle shape is not easy either. Like you get a perfect perpendicular structure, that's not easy either. So 中规中矩, if you have to fit within those lines or those space drawn out over there, have to be well behaved, well mannered. So 中规中矩, 中 especially, it also has the original meaning of it. It's somewhere in the middle. It's not off balance. It's like very balanced. It's right in the middle. So here it means a person's behavior is well placed in the middle of either the circle or the square, whichever policy you're facing right there, you are within. So you are complying to the rules, either it's a circular rule or a rectangular rule. So here I put a drawing of some contemporary artist depicting the plum blooming. It's a yellow plum blooming against walls of some Chinese old structure. You can see the tiling structure of this rhythm. That's the ancient tiling of Chinese roof. So in this picture itself, it shows the lighting, the snow, very subtle, and it is a contemporary, but it is fitting the ancient art making rule, which is having a visual, a picture somewhere, and then the rest of the space are used to have calligraphy, written some poem to go together with the image. So it's always a verbal plus visual, and then you have the whole art piece statement over there, and completed with this red stamps of like collector stamps to kind of certify that this is some worthy piece, some collectors already passed hands, among them or across generations. So this here, even if it's a contemporary imagined, even if it's a contemporary artwork, it is following the rules set up back then. So that's what people do, have verbal, visual, and stamps along. So all the elements are there, and we can say this art piece is 中规中矩, is well-mannered, is following the rules. Okay, cashing into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.